Charles Smith Jr. acts like any other 9-year-old kid. He runs. He plays. But Charles isn't like the other kids. He has a God-given talent. Meet the Reverend Charles Smith Jr., standing just 4 feet 3 inches and weighing in at 48 pounds. He may just be the youngest licensed preacher in America. With his 3 sisters and 1 brother singing backup, this pint-sized preacher is bringing a big message to the Rosemont Baptist Church in Jackson, Mississippi.
Man can see easy ham, but except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. That people drinking need to stop drinking. They need to stop smoking. They need to stop. They need to stop gambling their money.
But how did Charles find his calling at such a young age? Well, according to the Smiths, it all began 7 years ago, when Charles Sr. came home one day with a new suit for Charles Jr. His parents say that whenever their son put on his new suit, he was filled with the Spirit.
When people see him at his age, they can more see God than anything, because if a little child like that can preach with such power as he does, then most people know that it comes from God.
As little Charles grew older, his desire to preach grew stronger. He decided he would dedicate his life to the faith by becoming a man of the cloth, a very young man of the cloth.
That I want to be a preacher. When I got 8 years old, he licensed me.
Reverend Jimmy Lee Edwards, pastor of the Rosemont Baptist Church, heard about this pint-sized preacher and decided to meet with the Smith family to discuss Charles's heavenly calling.
I talked with little Charles and I asked him, I said, Charles, you sure that you've been called into the ministry? God have called you into the ministry? He said, yes, I am a minister.
Reverend Edwards put his decision to a vote. The members of his church agreed, and Charles was ready to begin spreading God's word. This home video shows Charles, or should we say Reverend Smith, delivering his first sermon ever. He knew being a preacher would be a tall order. He just didn't know how tall.
We had a little box that we made for children to stand at the water fountain, and so that particular Sunday we brought it to the pulpit and he was standing on it.
Let's praise the Lord for the Reverend Charles Smith Jr. at the age of 9. Let's praise the Lord.
I like to help people. I like to preach to them in the pulpit. I just say that God loves me, I love you too. And I got born again, my daddy, that's my mama, and my daddy is a born again.
But the Rev isn't the only one in the family with talent. His little sisters and brothers know how to sing a tune as well. They call themselves the Stair-Step Singers because they're so close in age.
I've never seen a young man of this age preach the gospel like he preached the gospel. And I've had numerous phone calls, wanting to get in contact with him, wanted Charles to come down to their church.
When he's not in school, Charles rarely watches TV. He'd rather spend his time with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But despite Charles's heavenly vocation, underneath it all, he's just an ordinary kid.